apologize for our late start to the game here. Varsity girls basketball team one table up there now.
Yes, we can do that.
Meanwhile, using this camera right now,
Say hi.
Griffin Epstein, Massive Home behind me. So anyways, 95. Trojans to a slow start here. Great job so far. For the last 2 games, they've won 2 straight, including LCM. After really rough games, but they've turned it around now, and there seems to be a lot of hope, and they're playing an Molino team. So they have to be very hopeful. The Trojans on white and Molino on black. We're getting that up to set up. So far, Trojan defensively look good. They got some good shots. Got out and able to run in the break a little bit. That's the main focus of offense. With a big game so far. There might be spinning inside.
Calm down.
Yeah. Oh. Okay, good evening. Now they can.
Should be able to hear me. Good evening, Trojan fans. I'm Griffin Epstein, live here from the Petaluma High School gym. The score is 9-5. Our Petaluma Varsity girls basketball team needs the Molino Lions. Early here in the first quarter, we had a bunch of technical difficulties, but we are all ready to go, and we thank you so much for joining us. The Trojans are 3-4 in league play, and they're looking to get to 500 and continue their success. Yeah, Ben's got to leave in a minute. So anyways, thank you to Ben Vandermeer for coming emergency setup. Otherwise, we probably wouldn't have a live stream at all. But we're able to bring it to you, and that's a joy. First free throw is no good, and this is number 11, Grace Anderson. So Molino Lions have struggled so far this season. They're 3-17 overall. They're 1-6 with their only victory over LCL, and the Trojans got a comfortable 25-point victory over them. No, nonetheless, they certainly have showed some promise so far. They played good defense on the Trojans. They're firing a lot of threes, and that one is good by Haley Sheridan, the freshman. Hits from long range, and the Lions so far are sticking right with the Trojans. A great start for them. And the other way, the fellow freshman for the Trojans, Paris Buchanan, will lay it in. And it is 11-8. We apologize that there is a cheerleader in your picture right now. That will be fixed in a minute once we get the up-top camera. That ball is stripped away, and it's going to be Trojan ball. So as we mentioned before, the Trojans coming off back-to-back wins, home-and-home series against LC Allen. And you really want to continue that momentum and really build towards a successful season and can still make a case to go to the playoffs and get back to 500 in FCO. You have to feel pretty good out of everything they have fought. Temple lost it. She's had some good games, but she almost got it back. Catarazoli diving on the floor, and it's O'Keefe who picks it up. Great play, then pass in to Temple. Buchanan, long two is no good, but it was great passing nonetheless by the Trojans. John Ratchin, the first-year coach, has to be very happy. Thank you for Ben for fixing the camera angle. He's doing an awesome job. Matthew Kalemba is getting the pterodactyl and all of that set up. So we're going to have, certainly wants to start the second quarter. I think we're going to get everything up for you. And again, thank you for tuning in. Please feel free to comment in our live chat. And also like and subscribe, of course. Molino trying to get inside. It's been good active hands so far by the Trojans. And they're going to rule Trojan ball, and Molino's going to press. So far, a lot of turnovers by the Lions. But that's a turnover by the Trojans, and it seemingly was an easy lay, and she couldn't finish. Another shot, but another offensive rebound is given up. And now there's a foul on the Trojans, and they're almost in the bonus already. That has to be a real concern. So just one away, or Molino from being in the bonus for the rest of the half. That's not going to be good. Oh, that's out of your picture, but that's a 3 ball. It's no good. The rebound is pulled down out of your picture and laid in. Teraduk is still not ready, but it will be in a minute. Buchanan almost lost it. Now she's going to come back into your picture. That's actually Temple now with it. She's doubled. Good aggressive D here by Molino. And now a foul is called on the Lions, but that's only their second, so nowhere near the bonus are the Trojans. They are not going to get benefits from the line. 12.2 left. And just a 1-point lead for the Trojans so far. Temple gets it into Georgie. They swing it around. Angelia Scacolosi, and that's Georgie. She hits from downtown Marcy George. And the 3 ball is good. That's 14-10. That is a big 3-pointer. Look at that. We've got the up top camera ready for you to go. Meanwhile, I'm Griffin Epstein. Matthew Kalemba is busy doing a lot of stuff. So if an interesting first quarter. Thank you so much, Ben, for all the stuff that you did. You guys should get a lot of credit for what he just did. But anyways, back to the game. We have cheerleaders here, which are providing great spirit. And we're filling amount of fans, and the Trojans came out offensively. They got out in the break and were able to score there. They've hit a few threes, though. They're shooting pretty well from the field. Defensively, though, they want to crack down on the Lions. They're giving up way too many offensive rebounds to start, and the Lions have, to their credit, hit some shots, been aggressive on both ends of the floor, and both teams are playing good ball to start off here in a SCL game that both teams really would like to win to be, I think, a season-turning victory for the Trojans. They would get 3 straight victories, and Molino would pick up their second victory and really be moving in the right direction for them. So let's head to the up-top camera where Matthew is fixing it. And Nicole Costa, the star for the Trojans, will get it in, and Matthew will be doing our camera. Thank you again for everybody tuning in. They get it in to Kylie Pate, who has re-entered the game after starting. Another turnover by the Trojans. Molino has been running the break a lot, and they've been able to get to the line and get points that way. Foul is called. Shot was on the floor, so no shot. And offensive foul. Oh, interesting call there. Molino continues to press, and they've gotten some turnovers from it, so that's really been very effective. There's another turnover, except that Chris ran down the loose ball, and now there's a foul on Molino. So, Elmo, as I mentioned, looking very good tonight, even though they have had a rough season. The Trojans have dealt with a lot of adversity. They started 0-8. They're one of their best players, Jaden, he's not. One of their best players, Jaden Chris, was out and injured, but they've really been able to rebound. They got some big wins in the West Coast Jamboree tournament. They will start with a league win against Molino, and as that is laid in by Abramson, the Trojans have been even better as they fell just short to Sonoma, but they played really well against a good Dragons team. Unfortunately, sort of fell apart after that with some rough losses to Pioneer, Healdsburg, and Annalee, but they've turned it around with 2 straight wins against a mismatched LC Allen team, but they played very well in those games. And that ball is tipped and out on the Lions, who are playing really hard to start here. Again, thank you so much for tuning in. We are live from the Petaluma High School Gym. This is the Varsity Girls basketball game. It's our Petaluma Trojans battling the Molino Lions. And 16-10 the score. Oh. Could you get that camera on the scoreboard, Ben? That one. Thank you. Trojans get the offensive board. Loose ball. Christ. But now they're going to call another jump. El Molino got its hands in there. Arrow will point towards the Trojans, but El Molino doing a good job being really aggressive so far. That camera, if you could point it on the scoreboard, and then we can do picture-in-picture so we can get it. 6:43 remaining in the second quarter. And the Trojans will now press. El Molino has gotten some turnovers. Been up and down game. That is laid in by Daniels as the Lions again get out in the break and are very effective. And thank you to Ben for getting that. He is, oops. Oh, I'm sorry. Back on court. And let's see, that's what, 2? No. 1. No. There you go, you got it. Thank you. All right, shot is no good. And Kylie Pate, the sophomore, beautiful pass ahead to Costa, back to Chris to cut it, finish. Oh, the passing was absolutely magnificent. Thank you, Ben. Goodbye. Thank you to Ben Vandermeer. That was some great emergency duty. And now the 3 is good. And El Molino is just shooting lights out so far. And the Trojans certainly have to be unable to know what to do about it because El Molino has not shown that they are this good of a shooting team. The Trojans trying to answer with George. No, that's O'Keefe, excuse me. She intercepts the pass, and now Abramson's shot won't go. And the Trojans have cooled down from the field. Wonder if they want to get it to Christ inside. Oh, good move the other way by Daniels just to get to the line, and now that sends Elmo into the bonus in the 1-and-1. Increasing our viewers to 3 again. Thank you for tuning in. Subscribe, please, and like the Trojan Live, and feel free to talk to me in the live chat or your fellow viewers. We had a wonderful, spirited live chat last night when we had over 100 viewers tune in at different times over the course of our boys varsity basketball broadcast yesterday. Thrilling win over Healdsburg, and so far this game is proving to be thrilling as the first free throw was good by Kegel, and El Molino has its first lead. And then the second free throw was no good, and it bounced out of bounds. So that's Trojan ball. Thank you to Matthew Kalimba for up top running camera. We're all tied up here at 16, Lions and Trojans. Trojans got off to a quick start offensively, but they've cooled down there, and now they're going to have to find their shot or play better defense. Pate's shot is, they're going to call foul, actually, shooting foul on Anderson. It's a very young team for the Lions, so a lot of growing pains certainly, but you know they're improving. Only 3 seniors, 1 junior, and a bevy of sophomores, and then including freshmen. Meanwhile, the sophomore Kylie Pate, first free throws too strong. The Trojans are a relatively unexperienced team. They have just 2 seniors on their team, and George, who's been injured a lot, and then Emily O'Keefe, and then a bunch of juniors, and then also bevy sophomores, and then Paris Buchanan, the 1 freshman. So they've been really unexperienced, and we talked about that adversity. I mean, at the beginning of the season, they're just inexperienced, rejected by Nicole Costa. Want a block there, and then an air ball. And if the student section was here, which we hope they are someday, they would have been chanting air ball to that one. Press has been really effective, but Pate has a seam. Oh, and then the pass was a little underthrown. Was trying to get it to Chabot. And another 3 ball by Elmo, who's just firing away. They get an offensive board. It's pulled down again, rejected again by Christ. And Chabot pulls down the rebound ahead to Costa. Beautiful pass. Oh, but Abramson couldn't hold on to the ball. Oh, my goodness gracious. Madeline Abramson had it in her hands. An easy lay, and Trojans have just been unable to hold on to a few balls early in this game that would have resulted in some more scores. Sorry there for the camera. So Walton knotted up at 16. They get it in to the big girl Jaden Christ, who was injured to start the season, but she really rejuvenated the team when they got back in. It's a beautiful pass to Abramson, who dropped that earlier ball. This time she caught in stride and laid it in. The Trojans retake the lead by 2, but El Molino goes right quick to the rack. Really well done. And it was Cross who laid it in and the foul. And she will head to the line. And now El Molino has its first lead of this ball game. Thank you for tuning in, Miss Judah. Really appreciate it. She also was tuning into our varsity boys basketball game last night, and Skakaloshi couldn't hold on to that ball. And now a fast break the other way, except the Lions player, which was Cross, just sort of lost control of the ball. Trojans, though, better effort there getting back and causing some pressure. Nice pass into Chabot, but she's double teamed. And then Trojans turn it over, so Trojans with a lot. Testing. Okay, I think you can hear me again. I don't know what happened. Please tell me if you can hear me. I hope you can. Anyways, that is laid in. And El Molino will take it the other way. 3 ball is airballed, but a great effort to pull it down. And then rejected by Nicole Costa, who, fortunately, the Trojans give the offensive rebound, but was not interested in giving Gabby Bushkin a shot. And now you can hear the main mic, but you can't hear my mic. Matthew? Testing. I hope you should probably be able to hear me again. My mic really struggling right now. I really apologize to all of our Trojan viewers, but we are trying to resolve these sound issues. And meanwhile, It's testing, testing, testing. Oh, can you just come down real quick? Testing, testing. I don't know if you can hear me right now. I might be very quiet. Testing, testing. No, you can't hear me. I don't know. Is testing? No. Really sorry if you can't hear me right now. What are his phone? I don't know if you can hear me. Good evening to you. Again, I'm Griffin Epstein. If you can't hear me, oops, I didn't want to FaceTime, but whatever. The Trojans are playing defense, and they lead by 4 points. Okay. So I don't think they can hear me.
Okay, move the slider. What track did you plug it into? The second one?
I plugged it into the what?
Right next to the cable going
Testing.
into it right
I plugged it in right. See this? Oh, wait, like that.
now? Show me an overview of the board.
What?
Yeah.
It says, so I think they can hear me, but I'm very quiet. What?
Turn up the gain on line 2. The gain right above on line 2.
Testing. Gain? What's gain? Oh, maybe now you can hear me. Oh, that didn't do it. That didn't help. Okay, I think you might be able to hear me a little bit better now. The Trojans lead by 2, and Madeline Abramson has a clear path to the basket. Oh, Costa, she can't hold on to the basketball. Oh, my goodness. The Trojans with some slippery hands, so I think you can hear me now. I hope. I really do. And, maybe now. Oh, now you should be able to hear me fully. I might be so loud, I might be blowing off your ears, actually. So anyways, our mic problems are resolved just in time for about the end of the half. We have 0.8 seconds left. El Molino will want to try to get off a quick shot as the Trojans lead by 2 points here. You know, you practice your inbound plays, but they didn't get a shot off. Not aware of the shot clock. And so I believe sound is all working. And we might talk to some cheerleaders and show their performance. Once again, good evening. I am Griffin Epstein. Matthew Columba's helping out. So I think sound is good?
Too much.
Too much. So I'm now blowing off your ears. I'm really apologize for hurting your ears so much. But anyways, the Trojans lead by 2, 25-23. You have to argue it's a disappointing quarter because you're not playing an extremely good El Molino team. However, El Molino has shot the lights out from the floor so far. The Trojans need to get back on the court much better. The El Molino's getting a lot of open lanes to the basket, and they also got to the foul line a lot there, and then they hit some threes. Trojans offensively can't be too disappointed. They just had a few times where they dropped balls or had shots that you just hope are going to go down, but they hit some they hit some 3 balls. They moved the ball pretty well. You want to cut down on those turnovers. So certainly there's some things to work on offensively, but defensively I think is where the Trojans really want to work on it. A team that averages 30 to 40 points a game, El Molino already with 23, and they easily could have had more. You can see that on the court the cheerleaders are really getting some fancy smancy stuff set up, and they've got their full squad here tonight. Matthew's fixing the camera. So again, thank you for tuning in. They are setting up some mats, so this must be quite a performance that we're going to see here. And the cheerleaders, the varsity team took first place. Oh, here comes the music. In state last year, they did first place in Northern California this year. And the JV team also qualified for nationals, as did the varsity team qualifying for nationals, and they now are very excited that they might win another national title, as they did, believe 3 years ago. So they have a lot of great hope as they are removing tape, it appears, from these mats, and they've now got a blue tarp. Oh, it looks like they're going to use the tape. So, yeah, it's on. Oh, well, it's on 2 cameras now. That's it. That might be the best view, though, actually. Okay. So you've got a nice view there, and
Okay, so you got these two right here. You can choose this one or that one.
okay,
Or either 3 or 4.
okay, we will do that. So again, thank you for tuning in. We are live here at the Petaluma High School Varsity basketball game. Where are they going now? I don't know, but I believe they're going to have a performance.
So
How to use a
this one
mic.
right here. Hold it down. Red light. Sounds like I'm talking into it.
Okay.
So just hold down.
I've learned how to use a mic. I'm now a more accomplished individual. Same thing. Mine? Oh. I don't know. I probably threw it no, I didn't throw it behind me. No idea where it went. So the cheerleaders are getting their signs out, and they are looking all ready to go. This is mine, isn't it?
No, you did something with the channels.
Oh, I'm sorry. And you can see they've got their coach out there trying to get them to their right alignments. Sort of a rehearsal here, but you do not get to see this much, so this should be fun. Can you record it? This?
Testing. Good.
So the music is coming in, and we'll let you enjoy this. Or maybe I could do play-by-play for this. Beautiful spin move. And now they are lifting 3 people up. That's a really hard athletic move. 1 foot in the air. I would be way too scared to do that myself. And now they've taken to the dance routine. On the floor, some backflips. Oh, my. That takes some serious athletic skill. And now perfect synchronized on the, I don't know what to call that. And some great backflips. How do you even do that? I don't know. These are the varsity cheerleaders. 3 people in there. They are tossed down. And a beautiful performance. And they're not done yet. This is now their football routine. Holding signs up that they show Trojans in purple and spelling out Trojans. Oh.
That's why we have the backup.
Oh my, they are high up there. And they will continue the performance. This is quite an extravagant performance here. This might be the rehearsal for state competitions, which I believe are coming up next month down in Anaheim, as they will try to win another title. And they've now got 3 girls up there again. It seems like such a dangerous routine, but they do it with ease. They're so comfortable in the air. It's quite remarkable. And now a very synchronized routine here. They all fall to the ground for a fantastic effect. This is really outstanding performance, and you are getting that was an absolute treat. I believe that was the performance. Great job by the Petaluma varsity and JV girls cheerleaders there. Was really exciting performance there, and it was really impressive. They were synchronized in step, and they look ready to win another national title. And, of course, you'll be hearing about their conquest and their hope for great success in the coming days and weeks, and whenever that is happening down in Anaheim, the national title. Anyways, back to the basketball game. The Trojans lead by 2. They were paced by Nicole Costa. And offensively, they have to be happy. But as I mentioned, defensively, they will hope to improve against El Molino. Again, thank you for tuning in. All 4 of our viewers, feel free to comment on the live chat with me. And of course, Miss Judah is tuned in, which is fantastic. And we hope all the other teachers are tuning in as well. Because if you can't make it, you definitely want to watch the Improving Rapidly Varsity Girls Basketball team. Sure. And they are taking the floor now. Certainly hoping that they are going to play better defense here in the second half and also certainly turn the ball over a lot less. We will certainly see. El Molino's putting up a great fight, and so far it's been a really entertaining, good game so far. We'll stay on me. Just to give you a little more focus into what the Trojans have coming up on their schedule. So our next live stream will be 1 week from yesterday. This next Wednesday, the varsity boys team will have its final SCL game of the season. It's going to be a big game against Sonoma. Sonoma, a good team, and the Trojans a must-win game if they hope to take the SCL title. Some cheerleaders are in some rush. So anyways, schedule-wise, the Trojans will have a while off. They have just 4 games. They're going to be battling Annalee on February 2nd here, and then we will hopefully be streaming that game February 4th. I'm not going to be here, so you probably don't want to do a stream if I'm not here, right? Right, no one would be that excited. And then senior night is the 7th, so of course we will live stream that. That's against Healdsburg. They finish on the road against Sonoma Valley. It's a pretty tough schedule to finish off the season for the Trojans, so if you want to really look and say this was a successful season, you really want to win this game because you don't know out of those next 4 games maybe you can get 1 victory. I don't know how realistic it is to say how many more victories you could get about that. Meanwhile, Matthew, the expert cameraman, is fixing our camera and doing a great job. And we are just a minute away from the start of the 3rd quarter. Again, thank you so much for tuning in. You just were treated to a fantastic performance by our cheerleaders. And now we are getting ready for what should be an exciting second half. And we're looking like we are ready to go. We're going to head back up on top for the court, and thank you again for tuning in. Matthew, could we get up top? Talking to many of interesting viewers. Got a really nice story yesterday. I had a guy come up to me after the varsity boys basketball game and inform me that he watches every basketball game from his home in Arizona. He's a grandparent of a player on the varsity boys basketball team, and he just enjoys it so much. And now he's able to watch the games as we have the start of the second half. So that really makes him happy. So that really made my day to hear that Trojan Live was bringing basketball games to all over the country. But El Molino is making things from all over the country right now. Grace Anderson with the Tony Parker-like floater. And we are tied again at 25. Abramson had a beautiful seam. Couldn't finish. Chris pulls it down. She's been a force inside getting rebounds, but she hasn't shot well. And El Molino will head the other way. Chloe has tuned in. Hello, Chloe. Thank you for tuning in. 3-ball is good by El Molino. Unbelievable. They just can't miss from downtown. That was Osorio, and that has to be about her 3rd 3. And now that pass somehow falls down to Pate. Diving on the ground is Pate and Daniels, and that will be a jump ball. And the arrow will point towards so Madeline Abramson there with the lay-in, and now the Trojans will retake the lead they trail by 1, and again with the press, but that's a foul. That is not what you want from Coach John Ratchen. They got into foul trouble, did the Trojans, putting them in the double bonus. I think I think the noise is good, so I think Chloe's laptop is broken. And El Molino will inbound it. Oops. So El Molino will just look to offensively. We'll just have to look to continue doing what they're doing, shooting threes. That's not what they want to do. That was a ugly-looking shot, tightly contested, and we're up to 6 viewers. So it's fantastic to get the Santa Barbara fan club of Trojan Live in, and as we mentioned, Trojan Live spreading all over the country. I know we have some fans in Georgia, so it is really great, and the angle is high quality. Up top, Matthew doing a great job running camera. Loose ball. Oh, it's what a play by the Lions player. She just tipped the ball between the legs of Nicole Costa, who was just going to let the ball go out, and then it fell to Anderson for a 3. And El Molino is just on fire from the three-point line. John Ratchin is looking in a very sour mood right now. Kylie Pate tries a 3. That's too strong. The Trojans can't get desperate down here. They've just got to stay calm and patient against the Lions team, who's not bound to keep on shooting this well. And defensively, this Lions team is not exactly famous for their shutdown defense, but Osorio has been fantastic making threes, and now she's going to get to the line. Second foul on the Trojan. They have to be very careful. That if El Molino, good free-throw shooting team. They do not want the Trojans to, the Lions to get back to the line. As Osorio clanks the first free throw. El Molino, only 3 wins this season, but they have looked a lot better than that this evening. They have played great ball. They've been making their threes, and they've been giving the Trojans, who really look like they're having a turnaround after winning their last 2 games, and just rushing it the other way. Trojans need to really slow it down right now. El Molino has gone fast all day, and it works, but that was rejected. Nicole Costa has to have 5 blocks or something like that. She's been a force. And then that pass is intercepted, and now a foul on O'Keefe. Trojans need to break the press better. They are really struggling with the press of El Molino, and they are turning the ball over. And some of that experience that they gained is struggling right now. It's just not paying off for them as you would have hoped. And this is Anderson at the line, who hits the first. Thank you, Juliet. Thank you, Zara. The JV girls basketball team got a victory earlier tonight, including Juliet, who did a great job, and Zahara's in the band, who are just talking to me. The JV girls basketball team has been fantastic. They have, I believe, are 5-1 in league. Just 1 loss, and they have a lot of freshmen with this unexperienced varsity team, but they have played great. Frightyear is bright everywhere for the Trojans, but that shot wouldn't go, and the Trojans just seem to be rushing offensively, and El Molino is going super fast offensively, but that continues to work. Anderson lays it in. The Trojans have just 2 points. They're going to turn the ball over again. Osorio throws it up rather wildly. Loose ball. And that is that's Georgie, who somehow came down with that. A lot of loose balls in this ball game, and the Trojans will swing it around. This is Georgie. That's just an aggressive, confident play by Marcy Georgie, and they would love to head to the line and gain some confidence there, because after that first quarter, the Trojans have not shot well from the field. Again, we are live here at the Petaluma High School newly remodeled gym in its 2nd year of remodeling, as this is Abramson, who lost the ball. It went right to Georgie, who has an open 3, and she hits from downtown. Maybe that will get the Trojans going. Marcy George does not shoot a lot. That looked good, but they don't get back on the defensive end, and El Molino's headed to the line. The Trojans need to get back better on defense. That plagued them in the first quarter, and again, they're struggling to get back. And it's start to rack up the fouls again for the Trojans, and El Molino's going to get to head to the line a lot. That is a real concern. And silence here on a quiet night here at the Petaluma Gym, except for the cheerleaders, who had a fantastic halftime performance and are making plenty of noise to intimidate the Lions. Bushkin's second free throw is no good, and another rebound is pulled down by El Molino. The way the Lions are shooting, you can't give them extra chances. And with the trap, Keith Northby decided to call a timeout, a full timeout, and so the Trojans and John Ratchin just need to calm down offensively. They are really rushing it as they've fallen behind really for the first time in this game. But if they really are confident offensively and slow it down, you have to feel like they are going to get open shots and make them. You saw that with Marcy George. It was a patient possession, and the Trojans got an open shot, and they hit it. And then defensively, the Trojans just have to get a better effort of getting back defensively. El Molino's done a great job of racing down the court. They're getting layups, they're getting open threes, and they're remaining confident offensively to hit all their shots. And they're even getting second chances, off turnovers, fast breaks. I mean, it's things that I know the Trojans can fix up, and I've seen them. Certainly, they've played better teams than the Lions and been competitive because those things are cleaned up. They have not been tonight, unfortunately. Temple will pull down the rebound. She had a huge shooting night a few games ago. We talked to her after that against Montgomery. She scored 11 points in that one. And Jaden Chris, the big girl for the Trojans inside, has been silent. Temple's shot is blocked, but it falls right to Chris. Or excuse me, that was George, who actually wrestled with Skakalosi for a second over the ball, and then they realized they were teammates. And then Aberson is stripped of the ball, and Osorio has been a fantastic for El Molino tonight. And now a three ball is no good. Finally, the Lions miss a three. They have been really, just again, as I mentioned, shooting amazing from the field, but that time, shot was too strong. Again, thank you to Matthew Kalemba, who's doing a great job running camera, and he doesn't have company like he had last night, except for me. And Osorio got her own rebound, but couldn't finish. And the Trojans are trying to patiently break the press here. Now Buchanan will race forward, the small freshman. And now that's tried to force it inside to George. And there's not really much you can do about that. That was just good defense by El Molino reading the passing lane. And then Skakalosi does a good job knocking it to the ground. And it was Daniels who dived on the ground. And then they're going to call a jump ball, and the arrow points towards the Trojans. So Trojans show by 6. Oh, I'm sorry, we haven't had scoreboard up. We now have your score up. Apologize for that. 36-30. El Molino leads, and that's a travel on the Trojans. 3:04 left. The Trojans need to do better right now on the defensive end, and it will lead to their offense. That was off Courtney Temple. How small is Paris Buchanan? That is a good question. She's, sure, especially for basketball star, beautiful pass inside, and the lay-in by Daniels. Wow. Paris Buchanan is 5'3", so basketball-wise, that's very small, but she's quite speedy. And right now, Marcy George, who was injured for the first half of the season, it's another shot. She's been the only offense for the Trojans in this third quarter, and now a hard foul by Skakalosi, and the Lion goes tumbling to the ground. So I believe you can see the score now. Is that correct, Kenyon? If you still cannot see the score, please do tell me. But I believe that should be in your lower hand corner. Apparently the visual is getting slightly worse, but I don't see it. Thank you again. Thank you for all the input. We always, as a student-run broadcast, try to get better. That's good defense by the Trojans, clogging the paint. And Buchanan heads the other way. As we mentioned, she's quite speedy. George has been on fire, but that shot wouldn't go down. And the Trojans trail by 6. A close game, says Joe Grassos. I know who that really is. But we won't reveal the name behind the pseudonym. And that ball was out on the Trojans. And unfortunately, already at 5 fouls, El Molino again approaching the bonus. And that has been a real problem. It was a real for a lot of games for the Trojans. They've been able to get to the line. We have the score. Thank you so much, Kenyon. And so we really have everything up. We did have some technical difficulties to start the night, but they were all resolved. Really just got a late start. And Matthew came to the rescue, as he always does. And, of course, thank you to Ben Vandermeer for helping set up, too. Of course, to all 7 of our viewers, this is Trojan Live. We are live from the Petaluma High School gym, as it's the varsity girls basketball game versus the El Molino Lions battling the Petaluma Trojans. And the Lions, with that free throw by Osorio, lead by 7. The score visual is slightly crooked, that's true. And second free throw by Osorio. Oh, another offensive rebound given up. And that's a quick three. That was a rocket. It didn't go. And Jaden Christ has been silenced. But they're going to call a double dribble. Wow. So, as I will try to fix the score for you. No, that's not going to help anything. That's too far out. Well, maybe Matthew can fix it for you at the end of the quarter. I'm really sorry. Don't have much I can do right now. But anyways, good ball movement by Healdsburg. They get an open three. But they've cooled down. Scacolosi with a breakaway. No one left. Good defense, though, by El Molino, at least to get the foul. So Scacolosi have to earn it from the line. And we have a high of 8 viewers now. So thank you to everybody for tuning in. Don't forget to like this video and all the videos on Trojan Live. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and you'll get a notification for every live stream that's going up. And we have a very exciting live stream, LumaCon, the Comic-Con convention here in Petaluma. I know we're streaming on Saturday, and Matthew and Ben Vandermeer will be there. So if you're a Ben Vandermeer fan, you don't want to miss that. And I know he has a large fan club. Scacolosi's first free throw wouldn't go, the sophomore. And the Trojan offense, besides Marcy George, has not scored in this third quarter. Scacolosi will break that. The Trojan defense may be calming down a little bit, but they still trail by 6. Scoreboard is better zoomed in. So 1 minute remaining here in the third. And a diving play by George, who's having a great effort. I hope that's better. And then Chris got her hand in there. And it was Courtney Temple who got it. But then the other way, El Molino gets it. And now a foul on Temple. And now the Lions are headed to the line. And that has to be a real concern. Thank you to Chloe, saying it almost feels like I'm there in the gym, feet pounding, hands clapping, sweat dripping. It's a genuine and touching experience. That's what it's all about in Trojan Live. Transporting, you know you want to be here, but you can't. Well, we will send you here from the comfort of your living room. George tries again from downtown. That time it doesn't go. Chris pulls down a rebound. Abramson, beautiful move. Couldn't finish on rebound. She's foul shot to the line. Good job there by Abramson, battling at the boards. And pulling down the rebound. And 3 fouls on El Molino, so nowhere near the bonus. And just Cadero pin drop on that. A modest crowd here for tonight's game. Fortunately, has not been some huge crowds to all the girls' games, but we really hope to see as the team improves, the crowds will improve. It's a little bit how it works. Second free throw doesn't go. A chest bump. It's not necessarily a good show of sportsmanship. It's more of a motivational technique to get your teammate. Though if it's done to the opposing player, that could, I don't know what that would mean. That would be very strange. Anyways, Abramson pulls down the rebound from the 3. They're trying to get into Chris, but she's been stifled tonight. And El Molino poked that ball off a Trojan player. Nicole Costa will enter. She had a huge offensive first quarter, but hasn't done that yet. I hope Kenyon knows he's not watching football. Anyways, shot clock is turned off for El Molino, so they'd like to hold it for the last possession as they lead by 5. That shot won't go down. It's loose. Oh, Osorio pulls it down. Chris has got it. The Trojans are not going to get a shot off before the shot clock or the game clock expires. And that is the end of the third quarter. It is El Molino 39. The Trojans 34. Once again, I'm Griffin Epstein. Thank you so much for tuning in to all of our viewers. Keep the comments going on the live chat. And also, we have so much great stuff on Trojan Live. If you want to watch all of our basketball games, we have all of our home basketball games are live streamed, boys and girls. So you can watch all of those on our YouTube channel. And then we also cover select road games, so you can watch those. If you missed the football season, you can watch all of those live streams and all of the road broadcasts. and we went to almost every single football game. And then, of course, we have the daily morning announcements. They're live streamed every morning at 8:30, where we have feature stories, all the school news, and everything else you need to know. Sports, of course. Tip of the day, movie reviews. It's a lot of fun, and every single one is archived on our YouTube channel. And then we also have plays. You can watch our fabulous fall production that we had at Shakespearean Nights. And then we also have some other fun feature stories of rallies. And no, Mr. Brazil had some interesting stressor notes. If you're stressed out, I would suggest watching those. Matthew is almost done cleaning up the camera. There we go. Just in time for the start of the third quarter. So we have a tight game coming down the stretch, and that won't go down. And George's shot, wouldn't go either, but Scacalosi with a great job battling to the boards. What? It's good. We're good now. So anyways, the Snapchat of Trojan Live has not friended you. I don't think we're using much of our social media, though I don't know for certain. Matthew, how much of our social media accounts are we using those at all? Oh, Chris pulls down the offensive rebound and lays it in. So neither of the free throws went, but a great job from Jane and Chris. Are we someone operating our Snapchat thing and our Instagram? Temple the other way, would it go? And Angelina Scacalosi is fouled. So they are still Yeah, so someone wanted to they wanted to be friended on Snapchat.
Look into that. The count is on our folder.
All right. So I have just received news about the Snapchat that Matthew can get going on that. I believe Laura and Kaylee run that, so Matthew will talk to them about that. We don't always update our Instagram and Snapchat, and we also have a website, so check that out. What's the name of our website? What's the name of our website? Name of website? What?
Yeah, the name of all of our stuff is on our website.
Okay, so yeah, Trojan Broadcast News is the name of the website. And meanwhile, while I was getting the social media accounts up, and under Contact tab on our Petaluma High School website, you can also get the live stream. So the Trojans had that just lead was hovering on 7 or 6, but Jaden Christ laid in a free throw, and then Scacalosi hit 2 free throws, and now she's back at the line again. And the Trojans are quickly cutting down this lead. And Scacalosi's on fire from the line. Getting offensive rebounds. The lead is down to 1 real quickly here. Trojans with a 5-0 run to start this fourth quarter. And Molino's cooled down from the field. Good defense by the Trojans. Oh, offensive rebound. But the Trojans are aggressive. They really want it right now. They are putting their best foot forward. And yes, I do love Ping Pong Canyon. George is playing great ball right now. Swings it out to Christ. Oh, and then miscommunication between her and Scacalosi. Scacalosi went inside. And then rejected the other way. Jaden Christ using her tall arms. She is 5'11", the tallest player on the court tonight. And a great play there. Thank you for all 8 viewers tuning in. You do not want to go away because we have a thrilling conclusion to our varsity girls basketball game. And Costa got a piece of that. It fell to Temple. Now it falls to George. And now Costa, Christ, feeling good. She's hit a few shots, but the Trojans are pulling down a lot of offensive boards right now. And they have all their starters in. Costa into Christ. Patient right now, letting that shot clock. Costa hits the open shot. She shoots well from anywhere on the field. And like that, the Trojans have retaken the lead. They're on a 8-0 run to start this fourth quarter. Costa steals it again. Nicole Costa doing everything smooth the other way. She lays it in, and the Trojans are off in a rush here in this fourth quarter. 9-0. They're getting offensive boards. They're getting turnovers and leading that to offense, and they're fully confident in their defense. They're getting back. They're not letting El Molino any free buckets. And the tight defense is starting to give the Lions trouble. That's not what you want to do. That's a cheap foul, though, really. It sends Osorio to the line. Foul on George, just trying to go over the screen. So anyways, Osorio will head to the line, and El Molino will try to make some substitutions while George heads out. Wow, great is she playing. She has been out for a while, one of the many injuries the Trojans suffered earlier in the season. And, I am apologize that we don't have the what it says on the about the description of our video is not correct. It's of last boys game. It is not correct. However, SCL is correct. That's the Sonoma County League, as that is intercepted and the other way, and it's no good. Oh my, great defense by Chris. Scott Smith couldn't finish. Scacolosi pulled down the rebound, was harassed, but got it ahead. SCL Sonoma County League. It's the league the Trojans play in. As Pate finds the three, she makes it in. Kylie Pate from downtown. And just like that, it's a 6-0 lead. And the Trojans are on a 12-0 run to start this second quarter. They are on fire from the field, and they're trying to get to 500 here in the Sonoma County League. While Molino's trying to get its second victory. Costa running the break. No, she couldn't finish, but Scacolosi pulls down the rebound, and Costa's shot didn't go. It's tipped out. Oh, Pate thought about the three. Long two. No good. But the Trojans almost pulled out another offensive rebound. They're pulling down all the boards right now. They're doing a great job. And then the three is backed in, and El Molino needed to get something going. And Grace Anderson got lucky, banking in the three, and just like that, El Molino has their first points of the fourth quarter. Foul on Osorio, and that's going to be 6 fouls on the Lions. And they're starting to rack up. Trojans are 1 away from heading to the bonus. Now this is a thrilling finish. The Trojans with a huge surge in this fourth quarter. Don't forget to stay tuned after the game. Interviews with players and maybe even head coach John Rapchin. Costa into Chris, posting up. Her shot sat on the rim, didn't go. And then both players dive on the ground. Great effort. It's going to be Elmo ball. But that was a really nice effort by both teams. By the way, Chloe, Joe is actually is related to you. Just a hint. Yes, and Kenyon, you are right. It is not the varsity boys team. It's not Healdsburg. Did not have time to update that. That's from last night's varsity boys basketball live stream. I couldn't update the description. I can actually do that right now and multitask, as we have a foul on El Molino after the Trojans pull down the rebound. So I'll fix that. So that's all right. So we have the right information, as I know you might be getting a little bit confused. Varsity girls basketball. And now that shot's off from Chris. And Elmo pulls it down. Oh, and then a foul on Chris. That's not a good call. Don't like to criticize the Zebras, but that Christis has it holding her hand straight up. The Elmo player initiates the contact, and now you send double bonus. This game should not be decided from the free-throw line. That's just not how a good basketball game should end. And the first free throw was perfect from Daniels, the senior, who has shown her experience. And I'm just fixing that description for you, and I think that should be fixed. Oh, wait, that's not right. And so now that description should be fixed the other way. Chris shot one to go, pulls down the rebound. But Jane and Christus really struggled, but a great job from Courtney Temple to get in there and force the jump. It will be on the ball, but it will switch back the arrow. Okay, it's all fixed up. Thank you, Kenyon, for making sure I was able to fix that. Really appreciate it. All the suggestions are wanted and really appreciated it, as we are certainly learning. The other way, the shot will not go by Anderson. as El Molino has finally gone cold from the field for the first time all game. And the other way, Buchanan's shot wouldn't fall. And now another foul is called on the Trojans. These are just, they're sort of cheap. They're minimal contact, but they continue to call them. And Elmo's getting chance. It is cutting that lead that was up to 6 at the line. There are 2 Griffins. Oh, Griffin Sizemore has tuned into the game. He is not related to me in any way and is not my clone, but he's a junior here at Petaluma High School. Thank you, Griffin, for tuning in and likely confusing all our viewers. But anyways, it's Bushkin at the line. Couldn't hit. Loose ball. Oh, Elmo pulls it down. Rejected again by Nicole Costa. Nicole Costa has rejected everything in our path, and the Trojans head the other way. Their offense is slowed, even though they continue to get boards. Great pass into Temple, but the defense was better by the Lions. Feels like El Molino was claimed back some momentum. Loose ball. The Lions pick it up. Payne is aggressive, trying to snare the ball away, not being scared, even though the bubble bonus, but now the shot goes, and the foul. The cheap calls, I'm saying, so that's, the cheap calls are, they're calls by the ref that are not great. They're light physical plays that the refs should not call as fouls, but they are. This has been an aggressive game, and you can't just have a little bit of contact and calling it a foul. And Daniels misses the first free throw, so they called the free throw, the shot on the floor, so that's why she had 2. And now we're tied back up at 45, and it's a 6-0 run for El Molino after the Trojans had a 12-0 run. Buchanan the other way. Beautiful spin move off the glass and in. Timeout, John Ratchet. 2:33 left. I'm sorry for the screaming, but stick right with us. We're up to 9 viewers. A thrilling conclusion with 2:33 left. The Trojans lead 47-45. What a turn of events in this fourth quarter. The Trojans came out super strong. They led by 12 points. Or excuse me, they went on a 12-0 run after trailing by 6. They got the lead up to 6. And the Trojans were getting offensive boards. They were getting back great effort on defense. El Molino could not hit their shots. And the Trojans got to the line even. They're up to 6 fouls on the line, so they're going to be in the bonus very soon. And but El Molino, great resolve there. They got back to the free-throw line. Maybe a little up from the refs, but obviously games are not decided by the referees, as the cheerleaders freak me out a little bit there. And anyways, the Lions hit a few shots, got to the line, and got this game tied up before that big shot from Paris Buchanan. Freshman, she might be inexperienced, but boy, that was a brilliant move, the spin move to lay it in. And 2:30 remains as Bushkin drives in. And they're going to call it Lion ball there. So 47-45, the Trojans lead by 2 as we wind down this thrilling conclusion. Trojans looking to get to 500 overall in SCL play. Shot was wildly ricocheted, and it just fell to Cross. The junior laid it in, and we're tied back up. And El Molino has not pressed in this fourth quarter, which has been interesting because it forced a lot of turnovers. Great pass into Chris, but she was rejected. It's off Cross. Off Cross, and so the Trojans will get the ball back. Shot clock does not reset, and it has 22 seconds left. Boy, we are tied up. Thrilling conclusion here. A huge season-defining game for both teams. And Chris will get to the line. It was Cross with the foul. Great aggressive play there. And the Trojans will be in the bonus, however, it's a shooting foul, so there will be 2 shots. And yes, you can ride the bench, but you have to make the team first to ride the bench. So even the players that don't play, and almost every player on this Varsity girls basketball team plays because they are pretty deep. As first shot from Chris is no good. All the players you can see sitting on the bench, all of them have been in the game at points. So there really is no riding the bench, but the Trojans certainly have a lot of great players on JV because I mentioned how good their JV team has been. certainly inexperienced, but certainly sophomores and freshman-wise very deep. So Chris splits the free throws. Trojans lead by 1. Cheerleaders chanting, and the ball was tipped. Trojans pull it down. They have a 3-on-2. Pate Buchanan will fire. Not sure that's the shot you want on the break. And now Molino will head the other way. They've been great on the break, and this is Daniels who lays it in, and the foul. They take the lead and a chance to extend it for the Lions. Daniels has been fantastic from the corner. It was Osario who led the Lions in the first half offensively, and Daniels has been great in the second half. Free throw doesn't go. Trojans are pulling down rebounds, and they charge down the other way. Nicole Costa all the way to the rack. She lays it in. Aggressive play by Nicole Costa. Ratchin screaming at them to get back and get their defense set. Trojans lead 50-49. And now Molino trying to be patient there. Still getting a lot of offensive boards. And remember, they're also in the double bonus. Thought about the 3 and now shooting the jumper, but airballing it was Anderson. And the loose ball will be Trojan ball. 1:02 left. Chloe thinking basketball is not for her. It's a great recreational sport. I would highly advise it that way. And now Molino will press here with a minute left. Do you think you want to force a turnover? Lions have been so good at that. Spinning, they get it to Chris, who seemed like she thought she was fouled and is confused. And now the other way, she somehow didn't strip that ball away. And then Pate got in and forced the jump, and the arrow points towards the Trojans. And the fans in this building and the cheerleaders, see them wiping away sweat. They are nervous and excited. And a timeout on Coach John Ratchin. Both teams will now have 2 timeouts left. Thank you so much. We've got 10 viewers tuning in. You've obviously been alerted to the thrilling conclusion to this game. We have 47.2 seconds left. The Trojans lead 50-49. One problem for the Trojans, Molino's been in the double bonus for a while. That's really helped them offensively. Meanwhile, the Trojans on the single bonus, which means they have a 1-and-1 from the line. They get 1 free throw. If they make it, they'll get a second one. And timeout-wise, I just mentioned both teams with 2 timeouts. And it will be Trojan ball for the Trojans. You feel like you want to get into Jaden Chris right now. She's really being a facilitator. Even though she's not making all her shots, she's getting to the line and doing a great job there. Molino, meanwhile, continues to pull down offensive boards and get second chances for them. But they've also they've had a lot of recent shots too. So both teams have to feel good about their situation right now. Where they are, both teams have shown that they can outclass the other team for long stretches of the game. It's been a game of runs. It was Trojans who came out hot. Molino came back, and then the Trojans had a 12-0 run to go up by 6 in the 4th, but Molino got the game tied up. Last few minutes have been close. Oh my, that was almost stolen. Chris, beautiful pass to Abramson, but she was stripped at the last moment by the senior Daniels, who has been using her experience to do a great job. And our quality is back up to 10. Shot clock at 67 differential. Oh, they called the foul on Chris on the pass, which might have been a good thing for the Lions because Costa had a wide open layup. And now Jaden Chris, the star sophomore, will have to learn it from the line. She's been injured until December, but she is a big girl. She does a great job. But she has 2 huge free throws here to extend the lead with 36.6 seconds left. Remember, the shot clock here in high school is 30 seconds. And that was a confident-looking free throw. 51-49. Don't forget to stay tuned after the game. Interviews, players, and maybe head coach John Ratchin. So don't go anywhere. The conclusion, second three, doesn't go. Costa pulls it down, and it goes. Took the biggest offensive rebound by Nicole Costa. And now, with the shot clock, with the 2-second differential, it has to be a rush for the Lions, and they get it. Daniels has been so good. They get it ahead. Shot clock is turned off. It's poked away. It comes right to me. The cheerleader shaves all my equipment. And the Trojans will inbound it. Timeout, as you would expect here for the Trojans, as the Molino will call timeout. Trojans do not want to The Trojans do not want to shoot the ball here. They are up 2 points with 16.3 left. You want to get your best free throws in there. You just saw Jaden Chris split free throws, but Angelia Scacolosi hit a bunch of free throws, a bunch of huge free throws in a few minutes ago with about 3 minutes left in this game, so you'd wonder if the Trojans would want to try to get the ball to him. But El Molino, you know, in this title is going over who they believe is the worst free throw shooting and free throw shooting players on the Trojans. They're going to want to foul them. But also El Molino still with a lot of steals. But, you know, the Trojans are getting their best inbounds play set up for them so they can do a great job. And we have Warrior and Trevor, I know, always tune in for a lot of boys basketball games tuning in. So great that they have tuned into this game too. Into Chris. And remember, she just split at 3 throws, but they're not fouling yet. And now they foul Kylie Pate. And the coach, Kevin Nordby of the Lions, is not happy. He wanted a foul earlier. So Kylie Pate, this is a 1-and-1. It will be the final 1-and-1, and then the Trojans will be in the double bonus. We'll have the 2 biggest 3 throws of her high school career. The sophomore, great girl. But the 3 throw's no good. Al Molino pulls it down. This is Bushkin. A rainbow pass. The jumper got a piece of it by Costa. It's loose. And now the 3 ball is short. And it's Abramson who pulls it down, and the ball game is over. And the Trojans have won. It was Anderson's 3. It was off. And it was Abramson who pulled down the rebound, and the Trojans get a thrilling 53-51 victory. Wow, that was absolutely thrilling stuff. And stay tuned because, we are going to have an interview. Matthew, what? I don't know what he's saying, but I don't care. I'm too excited. So anyways, we are going to switch over and get a player interview. We will see. Likely they will head back to the locker room in a few minutes. And so we're just fixing a few cameras. Stick right with us, please, please, please. Oh, thank you very much. The Trojan girls are going to huddle up. They're going to talk about the game. You can turn it off now. You're good. You can get it off. Yeah. So as you can see the camera, I'm going to just get a few things. You're going to not hear me for about 1 minute, and then we're going to go pick up an interview, and we might get some interviews with some cheerleaders. The Trojans get the victory. Stay right with us. So Trojan fans, thank you for sticking right with us. Matthew is setting up our mic, and we are going to grab some interviews with some cheerleaders and, of course, with the players and the stars of the game. We got up to 13 viewers. Thank you for Trevor for tuning in. Thank you again to Kenyon, Joe, Chloe, and everybody else, even in famous French Fry, I think is a new viewer, and, of course, Warrior for tuning in, everybody for filling up the comment section. And once again, the Trojans have gotten a thrilling victory. Matthew is getting our mic set up. And we're going to talk with John Ratchin, and we're going to maybe grab Nicole Costa and maybe even another player if we can. We're also going to grab free throws. Okay. Don't touch anything.
I'm not looking. You guys are making a really big mistake by
me, but if you can hear me, I'm here with cheerleaders. Are you on the JV team? JV. All right, we are here with 2 JV cheerleaders. You had a fantastic performance at halftime. How was that like?
Well, I mean, we didn't actually perform. It was Varsity, but like it was really nice seeing them because you can see the improvement from the beginning of the year to now, and they're about to go to states on Sunday in Ontario, California, not Canada.
And I know you guys qualified for states too. Is that correct?
No, we qualified for national.
Oh, you qualified even better.
Yeah.
So how was that? You were able to get a big achievement. How was that?
It was easy.
Yeah.
Because we're good.
Yeah, we got a new team. We got some nice choreography, some great, and we just, worked on it really hard. We had some downs, but we made them into ups.
Yes.
And where will nationals be held?
They'll be in
Anaheim, California.
And when will that be?
March.
All right. And what are your hopes to achieve at nationals?
First place!
And what do you feel like you need to improve on and do?
Sure, just to put that out there, we won last year.
What do you feel like you need to do this year and improve on to get first place?
Stunts.
Yeah, just stunts. Yeah, and pronunciating our cheers better.
Pronunciating.
Yeah, that too.
What's your favorite part about being on the cheer team?
Being with my sister, Misty Shalele.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Is that it?
Yep. Can they still hear me? Oh. 1 second. All right, you can hear me again. Great interview by our JV cheerleaders as they look to have great success. The team is still huddled up and talking. The varsity girls team gets an absolutely thrilling victory tonight, 53-51. I think they're just wrapping up, and then we're going to talk to some of the players of the game about their performance. And it was a really exciting game, and it will be interesting to see what they think about that and how they feel like it will be for the season going forward. So, Matthew, hold the mic. I'm going to grab a player. And it's still on me and everything? Can you press record? This camera. All right, we're here with Nicole Costa. Your team gets a thrilling victory. How did you pull it out?
We were making shots in the end, and Jaden pulled through with the free throws. And yeah, we're doing good.
Team went on a 12-0 run in the early fourth quarter. What do you feel like you were doing right that got that run?
I don't know. We had a lot of turnovers, so I don't know how we came out with that, but I guess we were just making shots.
Team now has 3 straight wins in SCL play. You have a tough schedule coming up. How are you going to use these close games but big wins to propel the rest of your season?
We know not to make big turnovers like that because that will cost us a game, and we'll just run our offenses and see where it goes.
Thank you, Nicole. Right, that was Nicole Costa. We're going to talk to the head coach, John Ratchin, and we might even grab one more interview, so stick right with us. We're here with Angelina Scacalosi. You got a lot of playing time, especially at the end. You hit some big free throws. How were you able to make some big plays?
I think that we are working more as a team tonight, so that really helped me just get in the rhythm.
Well, the team really turned it around in the fourth quarter. What do you feel like was the key?
I think that we just did better in shooting and just playing as a team.
Team has 3 straight wins now in SCL play. What do you feel like you're doing right?
Well, I think we're just making a lot more shots than we were in the beginning, and yeah, basically that's it.
You have a few more games left in the regular season. What are your goals?
Well, I'm really planning on winning more and getting to where we want to be as a team.
Thank you. All right, that's Angelina Scacolosi. Goodbye. And we are going to try to grab head coach John Ratchin, and then that will do it. Stick right with us.
That's the only time you got it. Oh, I was looking there.
All right, we are here with the head varsity girls basketball coach, John Ratchin. Really tight game at the end. How do you think your team pulled it out?
We hung in there and finally started attacking the basket in the second half, so it did what I told them to do a little bit. Played a little defense, got some rebounds, some hustle points, and got after it.
You've had a lot of different players contribute recently. What players do you think have been the key to the last 3 victories, and how have they been able to get a turnaround?
We played LC Allen twice in a row, which the games weren't that close, so a lot of people played. Tonight, everybody played, not as much as they had against LC, but that group I subbed in the second half with Marcy, Paris, Courtney, Angelina, and Kelsey really sparked us tonight.
You have 4 regular season games left. What are your goals, and how do you hope to improve to reach those goals?
Just keep plugging and improving the defense, and if we do that, we can get a couple wins and hopefully make the SCL playoffs.
Thank you, Coach. That's head coach John Ratchin. We got players. A thrilling victory again for the Trojans. You can stop recording. 52-50. We had a really large viewership for tonight's game. So thank you for everybody that tuned in and made it possible. For Ben Vandermeer, who did a great job setting it up. For Matthew Kalemba, I'm Griffin Epstein. Don't forget, we have another live stream next Wednesday. It's going to be a big varsity boys basketball game. And a week from today, another varsity girls basketball game. So tune into those. But for everybody, thank you for tuning in. Good night. But Matthew's almost got it. So good night.